Welcome to Be a Blessing with Mitch and Windi, a no-holds-barred guide to being the best you can be so that you can be a blessing to your family, friends, and everyone you meet. Be a Blessing is about life, from parenting to building a business and building yourself. Mitch and Windi will cover it all. So buckle up and prepare to get uncomfortable, because growth only comes from the other side of a challenge.
Welcome everybody to episode number 6. We're here today with Quinton Cole, who is a registered nurse there at the Regenerative Center.
Alexandria Regenerative Center.
It's hard to say.
Alexandria Regenerative Center. They should book me for a commercial.
I'll see what I can do.
So, Quinton Cole, are you a 2 or 4 year RN?
I have the 4-year. Thank you very much.
That's why we have you on today, sir.
Inside joke between registered nurses.
Windi used to be a nurse.
Still am.
Or else she likes to say she still is a nurse.
Well, I hold an active
You
license.
do.
I can go get a job tomorrow if I wanted to.
She nurses on our children. Bless their hearts.
Oh, Lord.
That sounded weird.
Yeah, that did. Totally. Okay. Anyways.
Quinton! We're glad you're here. You're our first guest. Woohoo! The first guest on Mitch and Windi Be a Blessing. How does that make you feel?
Really excited.
Yeah, I can tell.
No, I'm very excited. Ready to have some fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. What a lot of folks don't know is we're all from the same hometown, from a little town called Pine Prairie, which is about 45 minutes south of Alexandria. So,
We don't even have a caution light in that town.
nope,
It
stop
is small.
signs and a Dollar General recently.
And real quick, I never noticed this until I brought Ashley to Pine Prairie.
His wife.
My wife, Ashley. Love her to death. Miss you, babe. She said, "Why are the stop signs so short in this town?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Look at the stop signs. They're all short." I'm like, I never realized that before.
Now I'm going to notice that.
They're this high off the ground, where every other place on earth, the stop signs are high. But I said, I don't know, maybe everyone's short down there. I don't know.
Now we're going to notice it. I've never noticed it either.
Now
in my mind's eye, I
I can't not
exactly
see
what
it.
you- Yeah.
I can't not see it.
There's a real difference, though, when you're driving from Rapides Parish and you enter into Evangeline. The infrastructure of the roads. My car, the cruise will shut off and my automatic braking system engages, and it freaks me out because it freaks my car out with the potholes.
Yeah, it's intense.
It's true. Sad but true.
So, same hometown, Pine Prairie, which was at the time, or still is, a village, classified as a village, not even a town. That's how small it was. It was a small school, Class B school. What is your favorite memory of Pine Prairie?
Leaving? Nah. No, really just growing up, had good friends. Everyone knew everyone. It was fun being a child, a teenager, Didn't do too many illegal things, but
Potato guns.
potato guns were involved, street light shootings, things like that.
Yeah.
It was just a good,
Teenager.
good, normal, clean, fun for the most part.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who you're married to. We said Ashley, but who you're married to, your family, and a little bit of history about your career up until this point.
Okay, I'm married to Ashley Gilcrease. We have 5 children. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children.
Bless your heart.
Yes, bless my heart. Ranging in age from 17 to 5.
Damn.
So a good spread. Like I said, grew up in Pine Prairie and went to college. Changed ideas of what I wanted to be for a while. Graduated with a nothing degree. Sitting next to a nurse who made 4 times what I made doing the same thing. So I said, well, it looks like I'm going back to nursing school. And I did finish that. I've worked at Rapides, worked in the ICU for the most part of that, a good bit in recovery room. And the job I have now, the nurse that had it before, I thought she had the best job on earth, and she left, and I was offered it, and I jumped, straddled, and choked it down.
Yeah, man. And that job is what?
I'm the staff RN at Furman Pain Consultants, which a business there is the Alexandria Regenerative Center.
Alexandria Regenerative Center. Yes. Book me.
And that's mostly what I'm here to talk about today, the regenerative part. of our
Awesome.
business.
So we're talking about regenerative of our souls or of our skin?
Mostly skin, but
Yeah.
it does help the soul.
I'd agree. I'd
Yeah.
agree.
Okay.
So tell us. I know it's a lot to squeeze into a small amount of time, but kind of jump over the surface of this, what you offer there.
Okay, so there's basic things as far as just facials. There's different types. We do microblading, microdermabrasion. Then you get
Whoa. You talk, that's some heavy shit right there. Like, most people watching this probably know what you're talking about, but I don't. What the hell is microblading versus
microdermabrasion.
Yeah. Can you?
Well, the top few layers of cells of your skin is dead. So if you get the dead parts off, the alive parts show.
So that's the microblading.
That's the microdermabrasion.
Sounds close.
Takes layers
Okay.
off. But then we also do, there's ultherapy, which uses high frequency ultrasound to stimulate your skin and collagen underneath to grow out to give you a more youthful appearance.
Kind of like mine.
Yeah, to be more Mitch-like. And just those help get rid of wrinkles by letting the skin grow. We also do, there's a BBL machine which uses high-powered light. It does things from helping scars go away, gets rid of acne, can get rid of hair. But some of our more popular things are the Xeomin treatment and the types of fillers we use.
So what's the most popular? If you just name some really high-level stuff there, of all of those, what's probably your most popular service?
The most popular would be the Xeomin and the different fillers we use. And they're more popular because you see pretty much, I don't want to say instant, but you see real quick turnaround results. Like within a week, you see a big difference.
Now, you may have just explained what the ZMN was, and I totally missed it.
I did not, but I will. Xeomin is a botulism toxin, so people think Botox, of course, is the most popular one. Xeomin is very similar to it. The difference is Xeomin does not have the preservatives that some people have reactions to. Also, Xeomin, your body can build up a tolerance to Botox. So as you use Botox and go back, you have to use more units every time, where Xeomin is kind of a baseline. Your body doesn't build that tolerance to it.
And that's what I was about to say. What set that apart than Botox? So thank you for that. I didn't know it. And I'll go ahead and disclose this. So you are one of the people that I keep in touch with, and I actually called him for something, and you were in Atlanta getting trained, and I was like, well, what's going on with your training? So you were telling me about the Xeomin, and you were like, well, Windi, with any good nurses, you need a human subject to practice on. So he kind of said that in passing, and I kind of just shot up my hand and was like, I'll volunteer. And so anyway, I did. You were able to practice your art and your profession on me, and I gotta say that probably within a week, I could see a difference. I didn't feel frozen. It was a nice touch. It didn't hurt.
So what did you get? Did you get the microdermabrasion?
No, I got the Xeomin. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Xeomin, okay.
Yeah, I got the Xeomin. And so, and it didn't hurt. You could show them the size of the needle.
Frank, you zoom in on that, Frank? Producer Frank's in that. We didn't even talk about Producer Frank. And look, we got a different setup. My God, we're MacGyvering it up because we got some different things moving here. So Frank, hey,
Do you want me to walk
you.
it up there? Do you want? I'll walk it up.
No, baby, let Quinton walk it up so he can see his nice backside.
They'll see my mic hanging.
So
I've been working
this
on it.
is a needle. It's a what? 32?
32 gauge needle.
32 gauge. To put this from perspective, an insulin needle is around 28 gauge. Very, very tiny. It's almost invisible.
Yeah. Not scary at all.
No.
So what do you do with that? Oh, wait, hey. So what do you do with that needle there, Quinton?
Well, it is injected into your muscle.
So can you pull that back out? Can I play with it a little bit?
Sure.
All right. So so it's not very big, but it's probably about half of my fingertip. I mean, is that thing like going? How does that work? Like, is it going straight into my skull? Is it going and like? Are you like fishing it in up under the skin?
It goes into the muscle, so it doesn't go very deep. So when we do injections on foreheads, obviously your skull is right there. So you just go very shallow in the skin because that frontalis muscle there is very shallow, and you just inject different areas to release the wrinkles.
You're using some big words today. I feel very educated. I want to thank you for that. Now, that being said, you see this crease right there? Mm-hmm. I got 2 of them. Call them my sleep lines. Now, my dad, for years, thought I got in a fight, and he'd say, boy, where'd you get that scar from? It's like, from sleeping, Dad. That's all. If I wanted to get rid of these, Frank, you getting them? See these sleep lines right here? Not everybody has them.
Walk to the camera.
No, they can probably see them. Frank's good at that. He'll highlight something there, make the shimmer go. So, would you take this, and is that how I get rid of the sleep line in my forehead?
It would help.
Yeah.
Yes. There's other things we could do, but the Xeomin would definitely help.
What would be the other thing? So this is one option. And I know there's a lot of guys out there struggling with the sleep lines like I am. So if they're scared of the needle, what is another option?
Well, the old therapy would help. That's the high frequency ultrasound that would stimulate the collagen to grow underneath and kind of spread everything out.
Yeah.
Not to give you a 5 head, but just to help the skin underneath stretch out the wrinkles.
For sure. So that's probably more of a long-term perspective, a little bit over time. This is more immediate.
Right.
The needle would be more immediate.
Yes.
So
this is more of a class reunion. I have a wedding, something that
a grinder date, whatever.
Yeah. So let's say I'm like, hey, I'm going to do the immediate class reunions coming up. I'm going to get the sleep lines out. Once I get that done, like how long does it last?
Typically, it's 3 to 4 months. You usually see results within 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
And about a week and a half, you see the full result of what it would be.
Yeah. So, and if somebody wanted to know pricing, packaging, where could they go? Is there a website?
There is. Alexandria Regenerative Center.
Alexandria Regenerative Center.
It is the Alex.
Yeah, it's alexregenerativeCenter.com.
That's ALEX. Yeah,
Yes.
Frank's going to put that up on the screen because he's amazing. AlexRegenerativCenter.com. Yeah, so they can go there and there's pricing. There's
a price package menus. There's different packages we do that several people I know that are almost done with the package. In fact, one lady today, which I've known her for 20 years, she looked at least 10 years younger. But you asked earlier, is it regenerate the soul? She looks happier because she looks better, so she feels better, so she is better.
And she can't help but smile because her skin's so tight.
She can't wait to come back in and do something else to show us how good she looks.
It's true. I agree. When I was under your trial therapy and I did it was about 3 days later I woke up and usually I look like...
You look beautiful, baby.
Oh, thank you.
You
But
look beautiful.
You know how you feel whenever you wake up. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, look at you. All right, circa 2005, before I had kids. There she is. Woo! Yeah.
That's nice. So, is there like a step that somebody has questions, concerns? Can they set up like a consultant type? How do they do it? Just go to a website, call in?
Yes, you can call in, set up a free consult. Our esthetician, Janet, is there. She can walk you through everything, answer all your questions. I'm there. Dr. Furman's there. And we can answer, between the 3 of us, we can answer everything.
So they get to talk to you?
Okay.
Quinton D. Cole?
RN. Yeah. Yes, they can.
RN. So what would be like, what's probably the number one concern or question you think you guys get?
One is how long will it last and will I be beautiful? But
Only guy can do that.
some people are a little hesitant to do it because they think this is only for movie stars or, super rich people. And also they don't want to look like clowns.
Yeah.
They don't want to look, for lack of a better term, a freak.
Yeah.
And with Xeomin especially, even with the fillers, we can do it subtly. We can just do small doses because we don't want you to look like a freak either. We want you to look...
It doesn't represent your company well.
No. If everyone looks like a damn freak show, like the toxic Avenger. We don't want that. So,
Now, let me ask you this. Now that we're talking about freak shows, I mean, is there any risk that something could happen that or is the risk minimal?
very minimal.
Yeah.
One of the bad things with Xeomin and other people with Botox is they'll overdo it or inject in the wrong place, and they'll have their eyebrows go too high or too low. But
That'd be my luck.
you just have to be careful. And I mean, we don't just go haphazardly just sticking needles in your head.
And that would brought me to another question. So, what kind of training did you have to go through to be able to be certified to be able to handle this?
I went to Atlanta, like you had said earlier, for a seminar, and we went through a clinical. We broke off in small groups and actually injected people. And I've had, got to watch Dr. Furman do it over and over, and see what to do, what not to do. She's an excellent teacher, and so I was certified in that class. And then I had a lot of free Xeomin
Practice.
Yeah, so I had a lot of friends, brave friends, true friends, that let me be, that were guinea pigs for me. But, everyone was happy with it. Mm-hmm. So, and come back for more, some of them.
So, and I know, like, for instance, Mitch is concerned with his appearance and his face and the aging process. I mean, come on, let's just talk about it. I mean,
I'm like a bottle of wine, girl.
You put a lot of thought into moisturizer. So, with that being said, are there, like, for a case like he doesn't want to go the route of the Xeomin, are there other options for men to do?
Or even women. Is there some skin regimen that you
or if some women are afraid of needles, men or women. Is there something else that they can do
The
besides
two
this?
biggest things that everyone should do is, number one, do not smoke. Number two, use sunscreen.
Yes.
Dang it.
Yes.
I got the no smoking part down.
And the sunscreen's hard because, you want to go out and enjoy the sun, or you go to a ballpark and I didn't bring sunscreen, and you get sunburned like, got a good healthy tan. No, it's bad.
No, I do. In lieu of foundation, all I wear is sunscreen these days. Sunscreen, because I don't want to look like a leather boot. So, yeah, got me some sunscreen. Yeah. Even in the winter.
And I think, and not that I'm a skincare regimen expert by any means, but we've talked a lot about over the last few episodes, kind of one of the core things that we always revisit is idea of setting a plan, action plan, having a goal, and executing it daily. And I think when it comes to all these things that you're talking about, a skincare regimen, taking care of your skin, just like your health, like your physical health, your skincare health, which I suck at, which is why I got the sleep lines and the crow's feet. I never wear sunscreen. Wendy was saying they're going to cut my ears off when I get older because of the sun damage. If I wanted to have healthy skin, like it's not going to happen overnight, just like physical fitness doesn't happen overnight, but it's a commitment to doing something every day routinely to accomplish a long-term goal.
Right. And you just start simple, just maybe some sunscreen. If you know you're going to be outside, if your kids play ball, or if you have an outside job, just get some sunscreen and put it on every morning. And once you develop that habit, it's easy to stick with. Then it's second nature.
So you would say if you had one thing to recommend somebody for just so you can start doing one thing today, would you say it's sunscreen? Just start applying sunscreen prior to going out. Would that be the number one recommendation?
Sure, to help with the aging process, because the sun damage is just going to make you look worse.
I've read I read an article that in Great Britain they did a study of women over 12 years. One group didn't use sunscreen and the other group used sunscreen daily, but they all used the exact same face wash, and the one that used sunscreen, it was an obvious difference.
Yes.
Obvious difference. So
because the sun's always there.
yeah.
I'm trying to get that the most interesting guy in the world, that old guy from Dos Equis. I'm trying to get the Dos Equis look, you know what I mean?
And women, tell me if you agree or disagree, but we were talking about how women don't want their men to look young. We don't want y'all to have
You lucked out, baby.
a fillered, buttoned up look. I think the salt and pepper hair, the crow's feet, that's a more of a sexier look for that we're going for, because it looks like you have experience, you have wisdom, and you're not these little childish boys, you know. Would you agree that the women you know?
I only know you, baby.
Okay.
Ashley tells me all the time how old and mature you look, and she loves it.
Yeah.
Quinton.
So mature.
Hey, look! Thanks so much for coming on. We're right at that 20-minute mark.
Boo!
Yeah, man. Well, anybody, the 13 listeners, viewers that we have, we want to keep them engaged. Any final questions you didn't ask that you think our viewers or listeners would want to hear?
And one thing I'm going to always ask our guests, and I've asked myself, and I've asked you, and I'll ask anybody else. And if you want to comment on this and let us know what your answer is, it's always very enlightening. So, Quinton, if there was one thing that you could do in this lifetime, one thing that you knew that God was with you and success was a guarantee, what would it be?
Just be good. Just be good. I try to be a good father, husband, friend, co-worker, employee, neighbor. Just be good. It helps.
I want to say this, man. Quinton is probably one of the most genuine dudes I know, which is why not that I have anything against the friends that we grew up with from Pine Prairie. Just over time removes you from them. You lose touch. We were fortunate to kind of stay in touch with you guys, kind of get reconnected when we moved back to the Alexandria area. But one of the things I've always noticed and appreciated about you, Quinton, is that you seem to be one of the most you're not perfect by any means. You're, flawed just like the rest of us, but you just seem to be like a very genuine person. Like I respect you as a father, and I respect you as a husband. I know that you guys have, like us, we have crazy schedules, and you're not one of these husbands that puts everything on your wife. You're very involved. You help with the kids. You help with all sorts of things around the house, which I try to do that as well. So from another guy that's kind of doing some of those same things, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys maybe that watch that do as well. But I feel like, man, I want to give you props out here, because I feel like one of the things we talk about is be a blessing. I think you're a huge blessing to your wife and your kids.
You heard that, babe?
Yeah.
I was going to say, Ashley, your Facebook is like a Quinton fan page.
Yeah, and I know that Ashley's a huge blessing to you as well, but since you're the guest, I want to kind of highlight you and commend you and say that I noticed that. It's one of the things I admire about you. You're a funny guy, too. You're fun to hang out with.
Oh, y'all, this is the funniest person ever.
I know it doesn't seem like it because he's real uptight right now. He's on camera, but he's really funny.
No, he is hilarious.
They're not all home runs, but I make them laugh every once in a while.
No, man. So I want to commend you and say, man, I appreciate our friendship. Anytime I see Ashley post about how great of a job that you do as a husband, it encourages me and at times challenges me. So keep up the great work. And additionally, man, Alexandria Regenerative Center. We want folks to go check it out. Go to the website, alexregenerativecenter.com. Book you a consultant with this beautiful man. He will tell you how to get rid of the sleep lines. I believe that is probably more affordable than most people would think it might be. So give him a call. Check out some packaging online. Go see Dr. Furman and the 4-year RN Quinton D. Cole, and they will take great care of you and making sure you don't look like me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for being our first guest, man. I really enjoyed it. Windi, one thing, we do this every time before we leave, one thing of value that you could leave our viewer and our listener and our great guest, Quinton.
Don't sleep with your makeup on. Use sunscreen. Boom.
Yeah. And be a good person. Be a good person. Like Quinton said, kindness is currency, folks. Be a blessing. Hey, thanks for checking it out. mitchandwindi.com. If you haven't liked the Facebook page, please go. It's Mitch and Windi. WINDI. Frank's putting it on the screen right now. If you want to shoot us a question, no one's done it yet. I would love to see what somebody has to ask. A question of the day. mitchandwindi@gmail.com. Shoot us a question. It could be anything. And if it's really inappropriate, we won't answer it. Or maybe I will, because I tend to do those kinds of things. Or not. No.
No.
We'll see. Hey, thanks for checking us out. Quinton Cole, Alexandria Regenerative Center. Thanks for being our guest, my friend. Hey, everybody, be a blessing.